This is James Hendricks with the Black Sheep Reports. Today I'm going to be talking about the most influential, destructive lobbyist group in the whole country. This lobbyist group controls Republicans like Donald Trump, Democrats like Hillary Clinton. Of course, I'm talking about the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, other known as AIPAC. AIPAC is one of the most powerful lobbying organizations in this country. AIPAC helps fuel a never-ending cycle of violence in the Middle East. Here are 5 reasons AIPAC is so dangerous. Number 1, AIPAC is lobbying Congress to promote a military confrontation with Iran. AIPAC, like the Israeli government, is demanding that the U.S. attack Iran's military to prevent Iran from having technology capable of producing nuclear weapons. Even though the U.S. officials say Iran isn't trying to build a weapon, and even though Israel has hundreds of undeclared nuclear weapons, AIPAC has successfully lobbied the U.S. government to adopt crippling economic sanctions on Iran, including trying to cut off Iran's oil exports, despite the fact that these sanctions raise the price and gas threaten the U.S. economy. Reason number 2, AIPAC promotes Israeli policies that are in direct opposition to international law. This includes the establishment of colonies in the occupied West Bank and the Palestinian land. They even constructed a 26-high concrete separation barrier running through the West Bank. The support of these illegal practices make it impossible to achieve a solution to the Israeli and Palestinian conflict. Reason number 3, AIPAC calls for unconditional support for the Israeli government threatens our national security. The United States' one-sided support of Israel demands by AIPAC has significantly increased anti-American sentiment throughout the Middle East, thus endangering our troops and sowing the seeds of more possible terrorist attacks against us. General David Pettis on March 16, 2010 admitted that the U.S.-Palestinian conflict as, and I quote, anti-American sentiments due to perception of U.S. favoritism for Israel. He also said that Arabs are angry over the Palestinian question limits the strength and depth of the U.S. partnership with governments and peoples in the region and weaken the legitimacy of moderate regimes in the Arab world. Meanwhile, Al-Qaeda and other militant groups use this to mobilize support. Number 4, AIPAC attempts to silence all criticism of Israel by labeling the critics as anti-Semitic or self-hating Jews. Journalists, think tanks, students, professors have been accused of being anti-Semitic for merely taking stands on critical Israel government policies. These attacks, the critic discussions and debates that are at the heart of a democratic policy making. The recent attacks on staffers at the Center of American Progress is but one example of AIPAC effort to crush all dissent. Last but not least, number 5, money to Israel takes funds from world's poor. Israel has the 24th largest economy in the world, but thanks to AIPAC it gets more U.S. taxpayer dollars than any other country. At a time when the foreign aid budget is being slashed, keeping the lion's share of the foreign assistance for Israel, meaning taking funds from critical programs to feed, provide shelter, and offer emergency assistance to the world's poor people, is being taken away. The bottom line is that AIPAC, with its de-affected agent for a foreign government, has influence on U.S. policy out of all proportions to the numbers of Americans who support its policies. When a small group like this is disproportionate power, that hurts everyone, including Israelis and Americans. From stopping a catastrophic war with Iran to finally solving the Israel-Palestinian conflict. An essential starting point is breaking AIPAC's grip on the U.S. policy. This is James Hendricks with the Black Sheep Report. Subscribe if you're new. Links are below, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Our page is Media on 9/11. Thank you.